Hello everyone, Ben Hart here, and I'm going to show you one of my favorite apps to help you do quality in a church service. So let's dive into it. It's called Prime, and it is a cool thing. I make music and tools for it to help out services, and let's do it. Okay, so you can see here, this is the app. It's called Prime, and it's by Loop Community, and I make my tracks for this because of the control that it brings and gives me, and I can use it in a lot of different ways. So right here is the list of songs that I have on here, and let's go down to Victory in Jesus. I just did this one, and I got choir vocals on it, and I got everything separated. So when you select the song, notice over here everything changes a little bit. I mean, it looks generally the same, but each one of these is a representation of a vocal or an instrument or whatever has taken place in the track. You got an acoustic guitar, alto, bass, drums, electric, and then also the vocals, soprano, tenor, alto up here. And you got individual volumes on each one of them. So if they all look even, they're just gonna sound like, if I mixed it right, it should sound, just like a CD cut or, a record cut. CD, I guess we don't really have CDs anymore. I guess I still got a few somewhere. Don't think I have a CD player though. Here's an acoustic guitar, alto, all these different things. So you have control over it. Now I leave them at a quarter of the way up, so I have control. Like if I wanted to turn something up a little louder, like I could. Like if I didn't have an alto there, I would, could turn up the alto parts a little louder. Now this is a choir. So I'm gonna play this Victory in Jesus. I'm gonna play around with these functions. I'll turn things on and off, I'll solo them. And I'm gonna leave the click and the cue alone right now, but you'll see how I'm gonna play it down here. Oh, there's a master volume. I'm gonna leave that all the way up though. I'm gonna play this right here, and then I'm gonna play with these, and you'll see what it does, so.
Oh, victory in Jesus. Blood, he loved me.
Okay, so you can see how you have complete control over every individual instrument and vocal. And what that is good for, it is good for teaching, because you could play this track and then you could turn up the part you're teaching. So if you didn't, you could teach the harmony part. So if you're standing before your choir or your group or whatever, and they're learning the alto part and they want to learn this arrangement. harmony parts change per arrangement. And if everybody's not on the same page, they're not always on the same page. So like if I were to play this, I'm gonna turn these down maybe a little bit lower. I don't have to. And then let's say, okay, so here's all the altos. I'm gonna turn that one way up. So take a listen.
Died on Calvary to save a wretch like me. I heard about his groaning, of his precious blood's atoning. Then I read.
Okay, so you can see how you could play a section or the whole chorus or the whole verse or whatever, and you could teach those parts and not even know how to do harmony. So it's a very, very powerful tool. Also, if somebody doesn't show up, like if I didn't have a bass player show up or something, my bass player is usually my wife, so she didn't show up. I guess she was sick. Solo, you could put the bass back in there. I don't have to have a billion different tracks of everything. Now, in saying that, when I create material, I do things for an app called Planning Center. Maybe I'll show that, and it communicates to all your people. And I do make practice tracks with the parts highlighted, like the alto, the soprano, like how I just did there, but it's separate tracks and they're MP3s, and they can be listened to it on their car on the way down. And I've had a whole choir and whole groups just, part of that, and you just imagine just putting one song and it sends out a message saying, hey, we're singing this Sunday, and they all listen to their parts, and they're either reminded of it or we're practicing it, so they show up knowing it already, and there's no sticky situations. Sometimes you get there and there's opinions coming, and no, it's this way and it's that way and everything. I've already figured it out myself how I want it. I've got the harmony parts how I want it. I've recorded it, and then there's no arguing. And if you can't read sheet music, or you don't maybe hear parts like you would like to, but you're a strong leader, you could completely stand before a choir and teach them how to do that. This is that hack until maybe you can afford a music minister, or maybe you are a music minister. I mean, I was one, and I definitely still use this stuff because I couldn't remember how I arranged those vocals if I did something a little harder or fun, or I just need to be reminded of it. I can plug this in before everybody at practice, and it just works. It's a good little situation, and I love it. I have control over everything. So like if I wanted to play something, I mean, we've had most everything muted before on this, and we were just running this thing called a click, which, I said I wasn't going to say anything about it, but it just keeps me on timing with the track, and I just run it in-ear monitors. I wanted to play these parts live, and we did, but if somebody doesn't show up, we don't have to freak out. I wouldn't fake a solo, obviously, but like if it's a harmony part or something, or maybe there's less sopranos or something that Sunday morning, well, you could kind of push that part up there, or you could leave the choir stack in. I know some of you think that's cheating, but I'm for doing things the best way possible. And not all of this, you don't have a whole choir or a whole team or a whole players, hired on at most of our churches. So they can't sit around and be perfect all the time. And I want to execute the best way I can. And sometimes these tools really, really help that. Now, in saying that, the singers and the players and stuff need to be on point. Don't use this as a cover up. I know places do that. I'm not for that either. I'm for it to be a help, not a replacement for players or singers. But as you're on your way to finding talent, and maybe you need these other parts, and maybe, I've gotten up and I was the only thing, and I just unmuted the piano and bass, and we played those parts and we still had a full sound. This is a way to do that. So I'm gonna play a little bit more of this song, and just thought you'd want to see this tool. It's called Prime by Loop Community, and I make tools for this. I make all my material for this. I love using it because of, it's flexibility, I guess. So here we go. Let's play some more.
Repented of my sins and won the victory. Oh, victory in Jesus, my Savior forever. He sought me and he bought me with his redeeming blood. He loved me.
Cool. We'll see you later.